Hello chums, welcome to another Actionable. I'm your host Dr. Charles Knight. So in this Actionable I'm going to cover really quickly something that is I think really useful if you are a university that makes use of Office 365. If you are a university that makes use of Office 365, great. If you're not, you can kind of follow this through, but you would need to find a substitute for the piece of software I'm about to show you. Okay, so if you use Office 365 in your institution, if you log into Office 365 on the web via office365.com or your institutional area, you will notice that in the pickers you have up here, Delve, by the way, is excellent as well. I'll do that in another Actionable. You've got various different options besides your email. One of the ones that is unique, as far as I'm aware, to the Office 365 educational version is forms. Now, here is a basic form that I've created. Real simple test form that I set up just to see what we'd get. So I put a title. I've got a question about gin. I've got a star rating. Maybe you're doing student feedback. And I've got another one here which basically says, tell me about your current projects. If I click on add, I can do a choice, I can do a quiz, I can do text, I can do rating, I can do date. Let's think about this. Why would you want to do this? Well, although I've avoided being a program leader in the same way I've avoided STDs, somebody has to do it. And if you are a program leader, or higher even, other managerial grades, you're often sent requests for information that require that you ask other people for information, say multiple members of staff in your department. Or if you're a head of department or an associate head of department, you might have to collect information off other members of staff. Real simple example is you might email around the members of staff and say, what referable papers have you published this year? Now, the traditional way you might do it is you send an email, you wait for people to email you back. Some people don't email you. Then you scramble around in your emails trying to find all the emails that people sent you. Then you copy them into a spreadsheet. What a colossal waste of time. So here we have our test form, which I've set up. So imagine if you were asking staff about their referable projects. As I said, you could set something up to do student feedback. Once you've set up your form, you can change the theme if you like. Different colours, that kind of thing. You can also hit the preview button, see what the form is like. You can see what it looks like on a mobile device. Nifty, eh? Okay, so if I go back, if I click on Save Form, I can send out a link. I can email the link. It'll generate a QR code. So, for example, if you wanted student to give you feedback and you wanted to do in a class, you could print a QR code connected to your module. And then they could do it on their mobile devices in the class, or you can embed in a web page, maybe in your VLE. Now, for some requests of information that you want to do, especially if they're in your department, you can set it to only people in your organisation. Because if you're using Office 365, all of your fellow staff members will be on Office 365. The other advantage for using this rather than a third party is, think about it, your organisation has signed a service level agreement with Office 365, and they've also done their due diligence about data protection. That information lies within your organisation. If you go away and use a third party, if there's student information in there or other confidential information and it's leaked or it's hacked, well, if Office 365 is hacked, that's the university's problem. If you're using third party pieces of software to store student data, wear your brown trousers. So anyway, so you set this up, you send it out, and then I've only done one response. Online, you can see the responses, what people said. You can dig into the detail, who said what. I can look at the individual responses. My colleague and wife, Dr. Andrea Wright, helped me do this. So think about if you were sending this out to team members, you were sending it out to collect information on people's ref, for example, in your department. There it is. Now, you might say, Charles, I love Excel spreadsheets. Well, that's okay. Because if I click here, hopefully, he says, it downloads for me my test Excel spreadsheet. All the data is already there. Now, I wouldn't actually recommend this for kind of one-off pieces of information if it's only for a few people. But if you've got a department full of staff and it's an information request that you make on a regular basis or an annual basis or a termly basis, then I would have a look at Google Forms. Because think about this. You're not having to search through your emails. The responders list tells you who's responded, so you know who in your department hasn't, and you can prod those with an email. And it's frankly just easier. I've been using it with some data collection I've had to do in my department. It just makes life easier. That's another actionable. Have a nice day.